gentlemen, welcome to the Turbocast, the online audio journal of philosophical enquiry. This is episode 2 for the 30th of August 2009. Yes, we're back for the ever-tricky second album. Will this be the magical explosion of Nevermind, or the one-speed handjob of Morning Glory? Let's find out. I'm your host Simon, and as usual I'm joined by Dr. Brownhill. How are you, Doctor?
Wonderfully well, Simon.
Good.
Wonderfully well, Simon.
Good. You can find previous episodes and show notes for the podcast at turbocast.podbean.com. We welcome any feedback, questions and comments to turbocast@live.co.uk. Dr. Brownhill's music can also be enjoyed at youtube.com/goreedy. We've got a terrific show for you this evening. We're going to kick it off with digestion news, then we'll dissect some news stories in Bullshit or Not. We've got another selection of entries from Dr. Brownhill's diary and Dr. Brownhill's day-to-day from years ago. Finally, we're going to take a look in the turbo sack and answer listener mail. Let's get to digestion news, where we catch up on recent events with your podcast host with a particular but not exclusive emphasis on eating, digestion and excretion. Doctor, I believe you've been camping.
That's right, Simon, yes. I had a week over near Clitheroe, yes. It was
beautiful. So if camping says anything to me, it says shitting in a bucket. So what were the sanitation arrangements in the camp?
I have to say, Simon, they were rather tame, to be honest. We cheated a little bit. We actually camped out near a luxury cottage, and we did use the facilities on a number of occasions.
Okay, so not strictly
not much material there, I'm afraid.
Not strictly camping as I enjoy it. So any news on the digestion front?
I'm just racking my brain because obviously I don't do any preparation. So there was a very recent event that was tied in with that little burger that we knocked up recently.
Oh yes, Dr. Brownhill is referring to the construction of the Turboburger, which we cooked and filmed last night. The production of the finished video has now been sent to the Turbocast Southeast Asian Multimedia Production Studios, so as soon as we get that back we'll have it on YouTube. But we did prepare a burger with a 3.5 pound meat patty and attempt to eat it, which had a deleterious effect on my digestive system this morning. I don't know how you got on, Doctor.
It was nothing too violent. It was quite regular episodes of diarrhea. I say no real pain associated with this. It didn't smell very nice, but yeah, I say it was quite regular, and I did end up quite sore.
All right. I don't have any particular news regarding me, but I do have a instant recall involving somebody else. As you know, I've recently sold my house, praise God, and the lady who came to visit asked to use the toilet, and of course I permitted this. But I did notice that after she'd gone and I went in there was a bit of damage to the pan in the form of skid marks, but we had no toilet brush in there, so she obviously had no means to remedy the carnage. Do you have any experiences of soiling a strange toilet?
Not so much a toilet, but a garage once.
A garage? Do tell us.
It was many years ago. It was a party, I believe, no, it was above Roger's Sweet Shop in Hartlepool. I think some of our listeners may remember parties there.
The garage was above a sweet shop?
No, that's where the party was. The party was in a flat above Roger's Sweet Shop.
Okay.
When I arrived there, I had an almighty thirst, and I can remember drinking 6 cans of cheap lager very, very quickly. And I believe this had a laxative effect on me. So I went to the toilet queue, and it was rather long, and I just wasn't going to make it. So I ran outside, and there was some garages, I think, set back from the shops. I was trying all the doors, and I found one that was open.
Clearly your judgment as well as your bowels had been impaired by cheap lager at this point.
Obviously, yeah. I went in the garage, squatted in the middle, and made a very large brown circle. there was nothing to hand to mop up.
Yeah.
Either on the floor or at the other, where it had come from.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pulled my trousers up and went back into the party.
So the whole episode's just a shining advert for the concept of national service, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I did actually cop off that night.
Really?
Yes. But I was rather drunk, but I was aware that I had a little bit of a mess downstairs. And
so you're a little bit self-conscious.
yeah, but not that much because I'd had so much drink.
Mm.
But I do remember I was laid on the bed. The lady who sat next to me and her friends were. I was that drunk I couldn't undress myself, so two of her friends were taking my trousers off. And I just thought they're gonna, pull my trousers and they're gonna be stuck on, but I don't know, it must have been contained within my undergarments.
Right. So you realise now that in a room somewhere else there's probably two women doing a podcast about how she once met a bloke and then she got him in the bedroom and pulled the trousers off, the dirty bastard and shit himself.
Quite possibly.
So if you're listening, ladies, and you'd like to do a joint podcast, please get in touch.
I won't mention the name of the lady. But
Well, I don't feel it's appropriate, but I'm sure we can imagine.
I think our video producer knew her
Oh, really?
intimately, I believe.
Well, if he like to join us on the show as a phone-in guest, I'm sure we can discuss that a bit more.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Any other news on any other front you want to talk about? Current affairs?
I can't think of anything, Simon, to be honest. I've been on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'm out of touch with the world at large.
Okay. So no instances of any note in the Clitheroe tent stroke luxury cottage?
I'm just trying to think if there's anything appropriate or interesting.
Well, the thing that springs to my mind is why Clitheroe, which doesn't appear top of my list for camping destinations.
It was my father suggested it because they'd rented the cottage there, and the man who was renting the cottage had 250 acres.
Oh well.
And my dad said, "Oh, why not
Come over
camp
here
there?"
and
He said, "You can park your tent wherever you want."
come over and ruin the toilet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving then. We'll go straight into bullshit or not, which we will analyse some news stories for the turn of bullshit. Going to look at some of the more interesting stories found on the internet and weigh them in the balance to see if we feel they are true or just fabricated bollocks. First story. As you know, I love a China story. So let's start off with one. The title of this one is Chinese man with 5 mistresses loses big after staging mistress elimination contest. A contest staged by a married Chinese man to winnow his 5 mistresses down to 1 after the global recession left him unable to financially support them ended in a loss to all involved. An entrepreneur businessman from Qingdao, identified only as Fan, reportedly had 5 mistresses whom he paid $733 a month plus a free apartment. I don't know if that's each or altogether. Must be each.
Yeah.
When business turned bad, Fan could no longer afford the 5 mistresses and decided to stage a contest to winnow his harem down to 1. However, one of the women who was eliminated, identified only as a former waitress named Yu, was jealously enraged. Yu, 29, reportedly drove Fan and her 4 rivals off a cliff in December. Yu alone was killed, and the story surfaced in local Chinese media after Yu's parents found a letter detailing everything. Fan gave Yu's parents a cash settlement, and a bit of a sad ending. His wife and all his lovers left him. So, what's your feeling on that?
It sounds highly plausible to me.
Well, I'm going to say I'm leaning toward bullshit on this.
Why is that, Simon?
Well, he's staging the mistress elimination contest, and I was so struck by this story that I did a bit more research and found a few of the sources that mention it, and it was a bit like X Factor. So he had a man from a local model agency graded them all on looks, then he gave them a singing contest. And in the dreadful conclusion that all of them are in a car, there's you, the ex-waitress who's been eliminated,
Yeah.
Fan, who's the bloke, and then four of his other women, all in one car,
Yeah.
and you, who's driving, drives them all over a cliff. So my question is, why are they all in a car?
I think you're nitpicking there, but why would you need somebody to tell them whether if they were good looking or not? I mean, he's obviously been through them all on a regular basis, so surely he should be the one. He'll know them better than anybody. You know, he's not paying them $733 for
I don't
go
know.
bowling with him, is he?
Absolutely not. But he's obviously racked with indecision, so that's why he needed the professional eye of the man from the model agency.
That's probably why his business is in the shit, because he's got no judgment.
Or he's spending all his time organising mistress competitions.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because of the stories that have gone before. This one just seems eminently plausible. It could have happened.
Yeah, at this point we believe anything that happens in China.
Yeah, I mean it's not that far fetched, really, is it? I mean, I don't know whether I picked up on that in the story, but do they know about each other? Are they aware that?
Well, there must be, because they've all been invited to the contest.
Yeah, I just wondered if they knew about each other beforehand, whether it was an accepted thing.
Mm.
Did he have a one night a week for them or something, and the weekend off? Or I'd like to find out more about that. But
well, I will.
If anybody knows,
Yeah.
for sure.
If you happen to be listening, Mr. U, sorry, no, use the mistress. Fan is the serial shagger. Please email us and let us know what's going on. My instinctive verdict on this is bullshit. I don't believe you could get all four of them in a car with this jilted one driving. Then she drives over a cliff and it's only her that happens to be killed.
That was why I was asking the question. If they knew that this was an arrangement, then you could believe that.
Mm.
If they all knew about each other and this guy was up front with them,
Right, so maybe bullshit, maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm leaning toward bullshit.
Why not just use prostitutes? He's obviously not forming a long and loving relationship with these ladies. Why not, $733, I mean.
A lot of money in China. I think it could be a status thing, when he's at the golf club.
Right.
He said, how many mistresses have you got? Just the two. Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah. I'll say it's true, but...
Okay, it's a split decision on that one. Next story. Florida man pretends to be disabled in bizarre scam. Now, we're going to analyse this for bullshit or not, but I think this bullshit is on a different level. I think the story's true. I think one of the people involved in it is lying.
Right, okay.
A Florida woman was duped into changing diapers and providing care for a man she met through Craigslist who feigned disabilities. It turned out the man who hired Janice Schulte to look after an adult brother with diminished mental capacity was the same guy she bottle-fed and treated like a child for 3 months. Schulte said the worst thing is that authorities can't go after the man because he appears not to have committed any crime. Though the man lied, he typically paid the agreed $600 weekly for her services. Schulte said he never broke character and on the phone always gave an excuse when she tried to meet his brother, in inverted commas. She and her husband got suspicious and found the man out after subtle behaviour changes and a few late payments.
That's a very interesting one.
So here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think she knew all along, and she's just a woman who provides
Special services.
Yeah, her husband's found out.
Right, and she's
Yeah.
screaming, yeah, and... Yeah,
Because number one, I mean, I don't know much about bedridden vegetables with disabilities, but you couldn't...
are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I don't know what the correct terminology is.
Continue.
I don't know, people with issues around functioning. I don't know. So, I don't think you could just sit.
Functionally challenged?
Yeah. I don't think you could mistake an able-bodied person for one. You know, that have like withered limbs and all they do is lay in bed all day.
Yeah.
You're not going to mistake them for somebody who's.
Yeah. I don't know. We could really do with bringing an expert in, couldn't we? But there's not one to hand.
The diaper bit, feasible, I would say, if you've got no control over your.
That lower functions.
But you wouldn't. I believe the normal situation for paraplegics is a catheter. So if you didn't have that, that would have been alarm bells.
Yeah.
And the second thing that makes me think she knew what was going on was bottle feeding. Because you don't bottle feed adults no matter what state they're in. That's clearly something that speaks to the infantile fetish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my verdict on Mrs. Janet Schulter.
She's the bullshitter.
She is the bullshitter in this situation. I think she's tried to concoct this cover story.
Yeah. Talking about that, it does actually remind me of the time that I did some voluntary work in a special school. I wouldn't normally talk about it, Simon.
No, obviously not. You'd like to keep your charity work very much on the down low.
Indeed. But I did have to... It was a long time ago, so I feel quite comfortable talking about it. I did have to look after a young gentleman,
Really?
smashing chap, but he couldn't... After doing a number 2, he wasn't able to sort himself out.
Right.
So that was one of my duties.
And could he walk?
In a sort of zigzagging fashion.
So he was awesome with British Bulldogs.
I'm sorry, I can't laugh at that.
But could you, like if you saw him laid in a bed, could you have mistaken him for somebody that was healthy? Like
No.
Right.
No. But it was very, very interesting. It didn't, obviously I was quite bothered by it,
Yeah.
wiping somebody's backside. But he wasn't bothered at all. He's obviously,
Yeah, 100
everybody's
people.
had a go at
Yeah.
it. So it was just, he was
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a crap, go to work. It was, you could get right in there. I have to say that, you could really get it clean when you're doing somebody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was shining. You could have eaten your dinner off it after I was finished.
Do you remember that lad who used to live in your street who was still having his arse wiped by his mother at an advanced age?
Yeah, I nearly said his name then. We would have had to wipe that, if you'll forgive the pun. Or was it a play on words? Or was it the same thing?
Same thing.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
did he live next door? Next door but one?
Next door but one.
And at what age would you still say the boy in question was perfectly healthy in every other regard? Just to set the context.
They did. I don't want to say too much because he's still about now. I really don't want to
Ruin his life.
Yeah. They were originally not from this country.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where they were from, but they were from a European country. I don't know whether it's more acceptable or. But I moved there when I was 10. He may have been a year or two. No, maybe he was a year younger than me. So that would have put him at 9. But I was there for quite some time. He could have been 10, 11.
Yeah, it's starting to be a bit creepy, isn't it?
I'm sure there was nothing, sinister going on. It was just,
Yeah.
like I said, they might do that in that country, where he's a little bit backwards,
Well, I don't know the country in question, I think, and I don't believe it's normal there, but I will research the matter.
I did have to leave the house when he started to suckle at his mother's breast. No, that's not true, that bit. Just one of my fantasies.
Right. Next story. Home penis enlargement ends in painful death. Cambodian officials on Tuesday...
Sorry, can I just butt in there, Sam?
Absolutely.
Didn't we have a penis enlargement 1 and Turbocast 1?
We did, yeah. It was the gold penis enlarger in Saudi Arabia.
Alright, I'm just picking up a theme here, but please
Yeah,
continue.
well, penis enlargement and bizarre sexual fetishes are very much the mainstay of bullshit or not.
Right.
Cambodian officials on Tuesday warned the public against home penis enlargement plans after a coroner found a man who had repeatedly self-injected his member with hair tonic had taken his own life to end the painful side effects. The coroner concluded that the 35-year-old construction worker had hanged himself last week after the hair tonic remedy, which advertised it gave thicker and more lustrous locks, failed to have the same effect when injected into his penis. Authorities said the man had been self-injecting for some time and the treatment had caused massive ulceration, leaving him in such permanent agony that he decided to end his ordeal by his own hand. Although the case was a suicide, details were released to the newspapers, with authorities saying they were concerned that such dangerous self-treatment with home remedies was not an isolated case, and this should serve as a warning to other Cambodians not to try this at home. He wanted a bigger one very badly, and the results were tragic, the coroner said.
I'm going true all day and all night for that one.
Well, I can believe somebody would do something, but this hair tonic doesn't even work on your fucking hair.
Exactly, it's just so ridiculously, stupid. It has to be true. You wouldn't make anything up like that. You'd say plant, baby bio plant fertiliser that makes plants grow, but
Yeah, something
hair tonic, it's got to be true. It has to be.
My feeling on this is that he's construction worker. He's possibly from some hill tribe in the middle of nowhere that doesn't have the same language as the rest of Cambodia, and he couldn't read the bottle, and his workmates have said, yeah.
It makes it grow.
Yeah. That's the only thing. Or maybe
it makes it grow longer.
And lustrous.
A long flowing cock.
Yeah. So my feeling is maybe that's the way it worked out, but if you're calling it true,
it's
then...
a good theory, but I'd like to think that one was true.
Alright.
And I won't be trying it.
Next story isn't from China and doesn't involve penis enlargement, so that this is probably or any bizarre sexual fetish. So this is probably a Turbocast first. Woman burnt to death after setting her own car alight in road rage incident. It was the ultimate expression of road rage. A furious woman driver died after ramming another vehicle and spinning her wheels so fast that her own car burst into flames. Serena Sutton-Smith, 54, burnt to death after refusing to get out of her Vauxhall Nova as she sat with her foot flat on the accelerator. She spun the wheels so fast that her tyres disintegrated and the metal rims sent a shower of sparks into the engine, igniting the brake fluid and setting the car on fire. Appalled onlookers urged her to get out of the car as the flames looked around there, but she told them to fuck off. An inquest had lost, was told. The inquest heard that Paula Small was driving her Fiat Punto when Ms. Sutton-Smith emerged from a side road without stopping, causing her to swerve to avoid a collision. Mrs. Small was forced onto the grass verge and she flashed her lights as Mrs. Sutton-Smith passed her. Mrs. Sutton-Smith then pulled over and Mrs. Small stopped a short way in front of her. She was getting out when the Vauxhall Nova rammed her car.
I have to say that I know that to be true.
Really?
Yeah.
The problem I have with it, right? The
Yeah.
story is very, very specific. Vauxhall Nova. Now, I think the Nova stopped being the Nova in about early to mid-90s.
Yeah.
So this was a car that even when it was new wasn't exactly the pinnacle of motorsport's performance.
I did actually own a Nova.
Did you really?
1.2, yeah. It was like shit off an oily stick. It was
No,
mega. Hey, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's very valuable information. Now, I don't think a Nova, which is at least 15, maybe 20 years old, could light the front wheels up on tarmac. I think the clutch would give out.
Yeah.
I mean, what colour was your Nova? I don't remember it.
Silver.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was when I was working at the car hire. It was just what I didn't have it for very long, but I just remember it handling really well. Being quite nippy. It was 1.2.
Mm.
It wasn't like the horrible... Was it a the one with the boot. It was like a hatch. It was.
Yeah, I remember the horrible one with the boot.
Yeah, they're disgusting. Yeah, but it was a decent little motor. But
I once saw a Nova with a boot get demolished at Hartlepool bus station.
Yeah.
It was parked behind a bus with a woman sat in it, and the bus started reversing, and the woman just started blasting her horn, but the bus just drove into her and demolished her Nova.
Did she survive?
Well, no, but her reaction wasn't to ram the bus, spin the wheels, and tell everyone to fuck off.
I did see that in a reputable newspaper.
Really?
Yeah, it stuck in my mind. So I believe that to be true.
The other thing is that I'm willing to be corrected on this by a perhaps better informed listener. I don't think brake fluid is that flammable. So perhaps the gist of the story is true with a possible bullshit.
There's probably mistakes in the reporting. That's probably cack. But if it was a newer car, you probably wouldn't have brake fluid. If it's an older car, you might have it anywhere, all over the place. I really don't know. So
I think we feel the bones of it are true, but possibly a bullshit reportage on it.
Yeah, I'd go for that.
So, with our next story, we're back on very familiar Turbocast territory. Woman stuck after 2 years on toilet. An American woman's body had become attached to her boyfriend's toilet after she sat on it for 2 years, police in Kansas said. She was not glued, she was not tied, she was just physically stuck by her body, said Brian Whipple, the sheriff of Ness County. It appeared Pam Babcock's skin had grown around the toilet seat. He added, "It is hard to imagine. I still have a hard time imagining it myself." I think we're all with Sheriff Whipple on that one. The 35-year-old initially refused emergency medical care, but her boyfriend, 36, and police officers finally convinced her to go to hospital. "We pried the toilet seat off with a pry bar, and the seat went with her to the hospital," Mr. Whipple said. "The hospital removed it." The county attorney has still to decide whether any charges should be brought against Corey McFarren, the boyfriend. Mr. McFarren told investigators that he brought his girlfriend food and water and asked her every day to come out of the bathroom, and her reply would be, "Maybe tomorrow." According to him, she did not want to leave the bathroom. And then a very, very useful informative note at the bottom of the article: the house in Ness City had a second bathroom that the boyfriend could use.
Yeah, I like that. I think my instinct's true, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'd like to write a song about that. I'm quite touched by that story.
Really?
Yeah, if it is indeed true. Yeah, so if she's stuck to the toilet, the boyfriend kind of got much action. That would be my initial thought. But obviously she has other...
Well, not the most romantic setting.
Yeah, but she still had a mouth available, I suppose.
Now, I think the bit that... the unwritten part of the article that it doesn't say, I imagine she must be quite a size.
Yeah.
But how do you sleep, first off?
Well, I've fallen asleep on the toilet before.
Yeah, well, could you keep it going for 2 years?
Probably not.
And at some point I think the boyfriend has to take a degree of culpability, because he must have been putting an awful lot of food in there to maintain the size.
But if it's true, he's a feeder, is it they call them?
Alright, yeah.
That like really fat women, and they kill them with food, or,
Because if it was like a one toilet stall and she was a fuller figured lady,
yeah,
then perhaps she couldn't fall off when she was asleep. I'm starting to get there with believing it.
Yeah, I mean, well, if there was a basin just to one side, you could have sort of put a head, an arm on that. Just to one side. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
for this story to be bullshit,
yeah,
all that has to happen is she's had to have got off the can once to go and watch America's Got Talent once in the 2 years. I mean, maybe she spent a lot of time on there toward the end, but I have difficulty getting to a place where she didn't come out of the toilet for 2 years.
So what did she die of? Sorry, does that...
She's not dead.
Oh, sorry, I thought she died.
No.
Oh, she just had... I don't know why I thought she died.
No, it's the article's a little bit unclear, but what I think happened is she maybe wanted to come out. And
She finally decided today was the day.
Yeah. And
tried to lift up.
Because the article specifically says her skin grew round the toilet seat.
Yeah, you've got to think about muscle wastage. If she hasn't stood up for 2 years, she wouldn't be able to walk anyway.
Right.
She wouldn't be able to move, even if her arse wasn't stuck through the hole. Do you think it's sort of gone round the outside,
Yeah,
or it's like dropped into the hole and then started to...
I think well, obviously nobody really wants to spend too much time thinking about it, but I think there's material, for want of a better word, that's dropped both into the hole, over the edge, and sort of
closed around.
Yeah, it's got the toilet seat in a clappy embrace.
Yeah. They'd have taken some photographs at the hospital if it were true, wouldn't they? They'd have it for...
You would think so.
And they crowbarred it out?
Yeah, they had to crowbar the toilet seat off the pan. So she went to hospital.
Didn't they crowbar it off her head? I thought that's what they said.
No. Let me just recap. So she initially refused emergency medical care. So I presume this is the point she wanted to come out and couldn't.
Mm.
And her boyfriend and the police officers convinced her to go to hospital. And the sheriff says, we pried the toilet seat off with a pry bar and the seat went with her to hospital. So I think at this point she was still attached to the seat.
Right.
And there's a couple of good old boys from the Ness City Sheriff's Department going at the toilet with a crowbar.
Right. That's a delightful image I have in my head at the moment.
Yeah, this like small toilet. A couple of big old sheriff deputies in there with crowbars, and
that's nasty. I don't know. I have conflicting views on this.
I'm calling bullshit because I don't believe she was in there for the full 2 years.
Yeah, I'll go for bullshit. So we've got a nice, clear bullshit one, because I don't think we've had one so far.
No, but, well, the Mrs. Schulter, the infantile fetish specialist in Florida, we believe is talking bullshit.
Yeah.
So
yes.
2 bullshits, 3 not bullshits. So
just for a laugh, the boyfriend could have disconnected the flushing mechanism.
That would have gone right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So if you want to conduct an experiment, you can maybe stay in the toilet until the next Turbocast and report back on the difficulty of separation.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Alright. It's now time for Dr. Brownhill's day-to-day from years ago. As a young man, Dr. Brownhill was a compulsive diarist, recording with great fidelity everyday life in 1970s Britain. So, let's turn the pages of the diary and journey into Dr. Brownhill's day-to-day from years ago for August the 30th.
I have to say, Simon, I'm quite excited.
Well, yes, because the last week in August would have been almost the start of a new school year, so possibly a little bit of trepidation.
Right, here we
so
go.
1977 is where we start, I believe.
August the 30th, is it?
August the 30th. Oh. What day of the week was it in 90? Just to tell you what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, we've opened the diary, and in an absolutely shattering turn of events, there's a supplemental piece of paper tucked into the diary on the page of August the 30th. Yeah. So Dr. Brownhill is now going to read this small piece of pink paper that's tucked in the diary.
I have to say that we don't do any preparation on this at all. I don't read the diary. I don't look at the page before we record this.
It's kept in a secure facility in the Turbocast studios and brought out only for purposes of podcasting.
I do have to say that the pink supplement is actually August the 29th, 1980.
All right.
I don't know whether I'm allowed to read that, Simon.
I'll leave it to your judgment, Doctor.
Should we give them a treat? Go on.
Well, I think the supplementary piece of paper is such a rare event. It's possibly the only one in the whole diary.
Right.
It's 29th of August 1980.
Right, here we go, folks. This is the pink supplement. None of the pens work. I got a small photo album. I got a small set of screwdrivers for 5p. We spent a couple of quid on the nudge machines. Had fish and chips. Came down later and went on a strength test. I was average.
I don't believe that.
Daz was a big fairy. We spent more money on nudges.
Who was Daz?
I don't know.
Right, so if you're out there, Daz, you're a big fairy. And why was August the 29th, 1980 recorded on a supplementary piece of paper? I
think there must have been a lot going on that day. I think I'm going to have to read the actual entry.
Right, well let's, in Turbocast history, let's have the 29th of August as the day instead of the 30th. So we'll backtrack to 1977 and work forward to the piece of paper.
Because this should have been done yesterday, so that's probably...
Absolutely, I mean, circumstances intervened yesterday, so this is actually the correct day for the podcast as planned.
Right, so this was the actual entry in the diary in 1980. We went looking round the shops. We had breakfast in a cafe. It was nice. Lucy got a T-shirt with Miss World 1988 on. We went in a little bargain. I think that means then. Then Daz got me some screwdrivers. He got a lighter and a silver-plated tankard. £10. In brackets, he was swindled.
You're passing value judgments at a very young age there.
He gave away loads of pans.
Pans?
Or pens, sorry. He gave away loads of pens.
Which are referred to in the supplementary document.
He gave away loads of pens, none worked. Got some combs and other things.
But the thing that leads...
That's a huge entry.
I presume you're on holiday somewhere?
I think I must have been.
The thing that I'm drawn to is the T-shirt. So this happened in 1980.
Yeah.
So why is anybody selling a Miss World 1988 T-shirt?
Because it's what they give good-looking girls. You know, in the future she will be. You know.
So how old was Lucy in 1980?
11.
Oh, so you could have been Miss World when she was 19.
Yeah. Just for the record, she wasn't.
No, but we're not casting any aspersions on the...
She was a bonny lass, but she didn't enter, so she wasn't going to win it.
Then there's a lesson from us all there. As Kenny Rogers said, the cards ain't worth a damn if you don't lay them down.
Yes.
So let's backtrack and have the 77 entry.
Right, here we go, folks. This is 1977. Tonight, I'm going to watch Joe Kidd. It is starring Clint Eastwood.
What the hell is Joe Kidd? I don't remember that at all. Is it something to do with the...
Was he a cowboy or something? Oh, that's a fair guess, isn't it? Joe Kidd. But I've written Clint Eastwood. Would you like to...
That does say Kling. It is a fully formed G. Oscar-winning actor and director, Mr. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, so that was... if you compare that entry to 1980...
So, 1978?
Here we go, 1978, folks. Today we came back from Maureen's, but Alison stayed to babysit for Susan. She will not be back till Sunday. Maureen has a little kitten called Tiddles.
So, who's Maureen? I don't...
She was a friend of my mother's.
All right.
She had one of her front teeth was false, and she always used to click it out with her tongue.
Lovely.
Like clicking, you could hear it clicking in and out all the time.
Nice.
It was lovely. And she smoked. And I would quite often walk around with a no smoking banner in the house when she came round. So that
Well, how did she react to that? Just by clicking her tooth?
I don't know. I did it for anybody that smoked. I was really anti-smoking. I was way ahead of my time.
And remained thus to this day, to your credit.
Yeah. I didn't smoke the odd cigar then, though. Are we ready for 79?
Well, yes, we're ready for 79.
My dad is going to try and get me some more batteries. Today I fell over and burnt my arm by... I'm sorry folks, I just have to gather myself. Today I... Sorry, I can't.
Come on, Dr. Brownhill, dig deep.
Sorry. Today I fell over and burnt my arm by means of friction.
That's very precise English. So, I think the batteries are interesting. So, I'll listeners, I came into the studio where we record the Turbocast yesterday, and one of Dr. Brownhill's latest purchases is approximately, I would say, 2,000 AA batteries.
Give or take.
So, you can see the seeds of the battery buying fetish were laid very early on.
I was a big battery enthusiast and still am.
Remain to this day.
Yeah.
How many's in... There's boxes there. How many's in the box?
To be honest, I think there are only 400 batteries, isn't there?
Oh yeah, so in buying 400 AA batteries in one go is practically normal.
I didn't actually finish 1979.
Okay, keep going. After by means of friction.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the folks. I had four user tablets today.
The hell are user tablets? How did you spell it?
I don't know. Can you? I had 4 ulcer.
Ulcer.
Oh, ulcer. I had 4 ulcer tablets today.
These must be mouth ulcers rather than gastrointestinal.
I would hope so.
I didn't know you get tablets for them.
What, for mouth ulcers?
Mm.
I don't know.
This was the
Bonjela stuff.
This was the 70s when medicine was primitive.
Yeah. So that's 1979 done.
I think 1980 we've covered in some depth, but except we still don't know who Daz is.
Yeah. Who is Daz?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I know Darren now, but he wasn't part of my life then. I mean,
Well, remember, at that time, Darren now lived 2 doors down from me in Hart Village, so I knew him quite well.
Mm.
So you would have met him at that age.
He got a lighter when he was buying a lighter. Yeah, and a silver-plated tankard
For a tenner, which was a lot of money.
Yeah, I said he was swindled, and he gave away loads of pens. None worked.
Do you have any idea where all this was taking part?
I really don't know. No clues. Strangely enough, the small set of screwdrivers, I think I actually remember that.
Right, for 5p?
Yeah, it was in like a little plastic case, and they all had really brightly coloured, hard plastic handles. Really, just small ones. It's just flashed back to me there. But
there you go.
I'll find out about that. About Daz.
Ask Lucy, she has loads better memory than you.
Yeah, or Alison, she might remember. But I'll definitely find out about that one if you can make a note of that, Simon.
Right, so tune in next time when the mystery of Daz may be revealed.
Right, are we
Yep,
ready for 81?
final entry, 1981.
Hey, here we go. We put Rutter's bike back together.
That was me. The bike must have been the grifter, I would imagine.
I don't know.
81.
Oh, here we go. It is light green.
Yeah, that was a blue grifter that we sprayed a bright green colour with the results you'd expect from two 13-year-old boys doing it who really didn't know about how to do anything.
I'm sorry, I'm going again here.
He's gone.
It works all right, except the pedal keeps falling off.
But I had that bike for a long time, so I think we did actually rectify the pedal difficulties in the long term. What day of the week was that?
Oh God, I don't
I mean,
know.
1981. Doesn't it tell you in the diary?
No.
Alright, don't worry about it.
I'm going to quickly look on there.
Nah, it's alright.
Right, I'll continue with 81. Daz.
Again with the Daz.
I'm starting to think of something here.
Daz has returned a year later.
Yeah. Daz is in a rotten mood, but not with me, thank God. I rode my bike a lot.
That it?
That's it. I wonder if Daz is actually my dad.
Ah.
It was what I called him.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's why I'd be buying lighters and tankards.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I think that's it. So in 1980 and 81, he was Daz, and prior to that, he was Dad.
Ah, the scales have fallen.
Yeah.
Right, we don't need to research who he is then.
No, that's good. That was great. It really was great. I'm going to close it now so I don't see the other side.
I've burnt.
Closing the diary up.
So that's it for the diary for another Turbocast. Absolutely outstanding set of entries.
Wonderful.
I've burnt my arm by means of friction.
Sensational.
So the Turbocast is nothing without its listeners, so let's open the turbo sack and see what people are saying. So, if you listen to the last podcast, we closed the podcast with a Dr. Brownhill original composition called Comeback Game, which we've had some mail about, so I'm just going to read the mail. The track Comeback Game really speaks to me. What are your musical influences? I think it sounds like the Lightning Seeds, and that's from Melody from British Columbia in Canada. So I think at this point Melody is in fact your number one fan.
Oh, I don't know. She'd have some quite strong competition there. Influences. Many, varied. When you talk about influences, is that necessarily the things you like? Are your influences the music you listen to? Is that...
No, I don't think it's the music you listen to. I think it's the music that shapes your musical output. So you could listen to a wide variety of things, but there may only be a smaller subset of that actually shapes what you produce.
My dad always said to me, it's there's no point sounding like anybody else.
Mm.
You should always, try and develop your own sound. It's not something I've done consciously. And if I listen to my music, I think it's so different. I've done, just within the 30 or 40 songs that I've done, very varied. I don't think I sound like anybody. People I've said, oh, that sounds a bit like them, or a bit like, I'm trying to dredge up what people have said, and I can't.
All right. I think. I mean,
but I do like Lightning Seeds. Well, having said that, I do like the 3 or 4 songs of theirs that anyone's heard. They did actually play. The Lightning Seeds played Hartlepool recently.
There you go.
and the guy at work said they were an absolute load of crap.
So we're sorry about that melody. I don't want to put words in Melody's mouth, but I think one thing that maybe she's picking up on is that both you and Mr. Lightning Seeds, I can't remember his name.
Brody or something?
Good call.
Yeah.
Ian Brody.
Possibly, yeah.
Both singing quite distinctively Northern English accents, so maybe that's what she's picking up on.
Interesting. Yeah, but I mean, if anybody's got any thoughts about my music, if they think I sound like anybody, I'd be interested to know, because, you know, I don't try and sound like anybody, or I don't try to achieve a sound. So.
Alright, we'd just like to say, Melody, thank you very much for the mail, and as you're in contention for the position of Dr. Brownell's #1 fan, we would love to have you on the show. If you could Skype in one day, we'd love to talk to you, so drop us an email and we'll try and set it up.
But send a photo first, please.
I'm sure he doesn't mean that. Okay, next letter is somewhat sinister, and it's very brief. This arrived last night. Dear Turbocast team, what is the oldest underwear you currently own? Mr. X.
That's a very interesting question, that, and quite strange.
So I think Mr. X is probably somebody we know operating under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
And we can all have our suspicions about who it is, but let's try and address the subject. I mean, I can go first if you want to think about it.
No, I've got my answer ready. That's
Okay.
what makes me think there might be a rabbit on.
So,
Yeah, I mean, shoot, go for it.
Well, the oldest set of underwear I currently own are a pair of very fetching red tartan boxer short that I purchased from a Sears in California in, I would say, late 1993, which would make them 16 years old, and they've, through the passage of time, and my buttocks are braided to almost gossamer thinness, it's really not like, it's like not wearing any at all. So
they're still in active service?
Oh, absolutely, they're still in rotation.
Yeah.
And they would be 16 years old, but clothes, I mean, I'm sure they're rubbish now and made in China, but in the 90s still, clothes you bought from the Sears department store in the United States were like legendarily hard wearing.
Yeah.
And I was still wearing shirts from Sears for 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, 16 years is my current.
I've got nothing that can match that from my current crop. But I do actually have some. I mean, if I could leave the studio for 1 minute, I could bring something special to this.
Right, well, let's pause the recording.
No, it'll be literally 10 seconds, folks. If you just...
Okay, well, your dead air is a crime, so I shall continue talking while
Yeah.
Dr. Brownhill leaves the studio. He has now left the studio. He's entered his adjacent bedchamber, where I can hear some grunts and frantic rustling of plastic bags. Now,
I'm back, folks.
Dr. Brownhill has now returned to the studio with possibly the least appealing garments I've ever seen. I'll just describe them for you. They're a pair of nylon Y fronts, very, very deep in the seat with a high waistband, mainly a dark blue motif with red and white embellishments, and I would say it's
Some extra white.
suitable for a teenage boy. I mean, there's no way a contemporary Dr. Brownhill could squeeze into this unlovely garment.
I think I actually had these when I was 7 or 8.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
They were my favourites by a long way, and I just wore them for years and years and years. And when I finally retired them, I just couldn't let go, and I've kept them ever since.
now, So if you had them when you were, let's be generous and say, yeah, what year did they get purchased, do you think?
I don't know, maybe it wasn't that long ago, but it was... I'm just looking at them sort of thinking the size of Matthew's shreddies. They've got to be, they are 30-year-old.
Yeah. So my 16-year-old boxer shorts, accounting for nothing in this discussion, I've been blown out of the water by Dr. Brownhill's 30-year-old nylon Y-fronts.
I think, is there any way we can put a picture of these on, Simon?
Absolutely. If you'd want to photograph them, we'll put a picture on the website.
Yeah, I will do that, and it'll be worth seeing. So let's go and put those back in their case.
Well, before you go, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Number one, are there any identifying marks on them to indicate a brand?
No, they're not. I checked that.
Which is a shame because... But yeah, I don't want to touch them, so...
Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on, we've found a label.
No.
I'm afraid age has faded the label to nothingness, so...
But there's quality there.
Yeah, Dr. Brownhill is now tugging the seams to show the...
There's...
a hole.
Oh, yeah.
There is a hole just below the waistband on the
I might
left
do you think I can get those on now?
Well, if you are, wait long left.
I might hand those on to...
the next generation
Yeah.
can carry the torch forward.
Yeah, but that's why as soon as you started to read the question, I thought, and I've got these.
Yeah, can I just ask why you had them so easily to hand? Because you heard the amount of time it took him to find them, and we didn't prepare that section. So, if I owned a 30-year-old pair of underpants, I certainly wouldn't be able to put my hands on them in under 10 seconds.
I've got a bag of special clothing
All right.
from years gone by, and I just happened to have it in one of these plastic containers, so I knew exactly where it was.
Fantastic.
Maybe I could we could do another, because I've got a few bits of clothing in there.
Okay, so we may do a section next time of Dr. Brownhill's clothes today from years ago.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
The underpants really are something special, and you'll enjoy the picture on the website. So that's bringing us up to the hour mark. Now, Dr. Brownhill's going to play us out with a track called Found Me.
No, that's fine, Tom.
Did you want to do some more letters?
We're actually, I think we're 5 minutes away from the timepiece.
Yeah.
Was that an hour?
Yeah.
It's flown by today, Simon.
Yeah, we can do more letters if you want, or we can save them for next time.
No, we'll save them for next time. I think we don't want to spoil the people.
No, we have gone out on a high with the underpants.
Yeah. I've got a tear in my eye, I must say.
They
were very special.
You'll have a tear if you put them on. So, Dr. Brownhill is now going to play us out with a track called Found Me. Do you want to tell us anything about it, Doctor? Does it sound like the lightning seeds? I'm sure Melody can email in and tell us what it is.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear her thoughts on it. It's a track about a young lady.
Again.
Yeah. Just about the highs and lows of love. I don't think I can say too much about it really. It's still a bit raw.
Okay, we'll let the music speak for itself. So that's it for another Turbocast. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, any subject you'd like us to discuss, then please contact us at turbocast@live.co.uk. Please leave us a review on iTunes, ideally 5 stars, as that really helps our iTunes ranking. Remember to dig the Turbocast, and finally, don't forget to enjoy Dr. Brownhill's music at youtube.com/GoReedy.